Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. Your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing the latest evolution of the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Offshore Chronograph, launched for the 2021 model year. This watch has the works. 43 millimeters, a brand new case size in grade 5 titanium, sapphire, and ceramic. The watch has been refined inside and out. Starting with the basic size, the 43 millimeter case is 14.3 millimeters thick from lug tip to lug tip, just including the case. It's 48.4 millimeters, and then if we include the little plots, the intermediate links outboard, it's 56.2 millimeters. Absolutely from end to end. And while that might sound large, it's actually more compact than the previous generation 42 millimeter watch. Let's take a quick look at it on my wrist. Grade 5 titanium is very light. We'll actually zoom out a little bit so you get a better sense of the watch in proportion. My wrist is bigger and my arm is bigger than it often seems in these videos. And you can see the watch is anything but overpowering. It's brash, it's certainly a confident stance, it's a large watch with a presence, but it's in good taste and the fit is excellent. It feels light. All in titanium and sapphire and ceramic. Those are all lightweight materials. It's not as thick as these have been in the past, and you can see from over the top, it's not actually overlapping the edge of my wrist. So I can recommend this watch for a wrist as small as 15 centimeters in circumference. We'll get a little closer again, take a look at some of the details. Details matter here. The strap will be familiar. As you can see, it has a grained pattern atop. It has little strakes that project out from the plots, but you can see how those strakes have changed. They used to be straight. Now they have a sharper, more angular geometry that necks down and thins out quickly. The little bevel on the case flank continues into the flank of the strap. Nice design parallelism. The strap does feature screws and bars retaining it, but there's also a system for quickly and easily removing the strap. This is new to this model. So if you want to put it on a different strap, if bracelet options become available. If you want to put it on leather, AP can help you, and this quick change system makes it easy to do. That's all new. There's also a clever design that makes the pin buckle removable from the strap. It has a quick release in its own right, so you can really swap the whole thing. Take the strap off the case and the buckle off the strap. The buckle is a nice looking piece. It's primarily of satin finish, but you can see there's also some polish outboard. You can see the design hasn't changed a whole lot from the previous reference, although we do have a little bit of beveling on the side. That's evident on the tip. And then we have that quick release system, so quite a bit is new here. Almost everything's been reconsidered. The case is familiar, but once again, there are changes. If you take a careful look at the case back, you can see the way it joins to the mid case, it actually tapers and thins out toward its ends. Whereas on the previous generation of the watch, and we are using a diver here, but the lessons apply, the case back is of a constant thickness from side to side. Now, taking a quick look at the case in profile, you can see there are little character lines that continue down from the bezel through the case back. And then we have these bevels that expand on the lug hoods, and those are finished by hand. We have satination across the lug tops. We have ceramic chronograph pushers that have been faceted. They are both satinated and polished, and that finishing is done manually. The same is true of the hexagonal shoulder for the crown. It is a screw-down crown. It is 100 meters water resistant. We have a complex set of structures that act as shear guards for the chronograph pushers. And then we have a bezel gasket that is actually the same color as the dial. The dial is blue, the gasket is blue, and the bezel, like the case back, thins out. It tapers at its ends. It's thinner at its ends than it is at its midsection, and it has a little bit of a curvature across its top, and the same is true of the crystal. If you look at the crystal from a couple of different angles, it becomes clear this is not a flat crystal. This is a rather subtly cambered crystal, similar to what we've seen on the Code 1159s, but it appears to be tapered from the center towards the ends rather than the center towards the sides. But I'll let you decide based on the behavior of the refraction. Taking a quick look at the dial, there are quite a few changes. The big one is the center dial. You can see the Mega Tapisserie has changed as we have a cross-hatching matrix between the large hobnails. The hobnails now have a different texturing on their tops compared to their sides, which creates the appearance that the sides are highlighted and the tops are matted. If you look really closely, you can see that there are actually little vertical striations that run from top to bottom on each of those hobnails. We have silver sub-registers with a concentric pattern and a step inboard, and each of those has a polished chaptering. We have red tips for chronograph seconds, minutes, and hours. Then we have applique indices and hands that are of a new design. The date disc is now flush to the dial as the chronograph is no longer a modular complication. It's an in-house integrated movement, and there's a tachymeter scale outboard that makes it easier to read the speed of an object. And because we now have a flyback chronograph function, we can reset and restart and start our timing of, say, a race car in rapid succession. Let's do a quick loom shot. As you can see, there is plenty of loom, easy to see at night. And then we flip the case and you see that new movement. Caliber 4401 debuted on the code 1159 back in 2019. It's bigger than the old 3126 with the Dubois de Praz module, so it's broader and better fills the case back. The movement has a 70-hour bidirectional automatic winding power reserve with ceramic bearings. And as you can see, it features the old free-sprung Jaramax style balance with a full balance bridge for shock tolerance. But you can see now we have a column wheel mechanism, and the column wheel is black polished for easy viewing. It's a lot crisper than the cam system used on the old modular chronograph, and we retain the vertical clutch system from the modular chronograph, which was the best part of it, allowing the chronograph to start without any stagger or jump. That's what a vertical clutch does. It also allows you to leave the chronograph running. The movement is nicely finished, as with other Royal Oaks and Offshores. It's a combination of manual and mechanical finish, but all of it well done and quite attractive. The movement features hacking seconds as well as a quick set date. This watch is really the shadow of the future, as increasingly all offshores will be reprofiled to include many of these elements, including the new Mega Tapisserie dial, the tapered caseback, the tapered bezel, the dial color bezel gasket. A lot of this refinement is going to spread across the range in the years to come. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.